What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters. Welcome to No Life to Metal. It's time for a rock metal update. That's right. Time for a rock and metal update. This is all 7-inch singles. I'd say mostly rock, but there's some metal in here, even a death metal singles I remember. But yeah, let's get right into this. The first batch all came from Austria, from my very dear friend Ben Ortner. I believe that's how you say his last name. Him and I have been friends since, I don't know, I was going to say good, maybe almost 10 years now. But he was a VC member. He used to do VC videos. I used to never miss one of his videos. Unfortunately, he no longer does videos, at least not for the public. He does videos privately. But him and I trade back and forth a lot, even after he stopped doing VC stuff. And we do 12-inch singles, but we do a lot 12-inch albums. We do a lot of 7-inch singles. So got to get right into it. This is a classic single from Deep Purple, Might Just Take Your Life, backed with I can never pronounce this song, Coronarius Redig. Jeez. Which was not a song that was not on the Burn album, but regardless, a great single from Deep Purple. I love these picture sleeves singles. As you guys know, I show them all the time. Yeah, this I believe is a German version. Yes, this is a German pressing. So very cool. Love Deep Purple. Anything related just about. Speaking of Deep Purple, this is Hush and One More Rainy Day. This is Mach 1 era Deep Purple. So this is prior to Ian Gillan joining the band. This, however, is not a late 60s pressing. This is actually a I think a mid 70s. I don't think you see a year on here, but it's a German pressing. Yeah, I don't see a pressing on the year, but always revival. So obviously it's a repressing from the 70s, but this single was released back in the 60s. I think like 68 or 69. Very cool with One More Rainy Day on the back, like I said already. Love this one. The Sweet, Ballroom Blitz, Rock and Roll Disgrace. Classic The Sweet. Love the look. Those guys always had a great look. Great band. Love The Sweet. I just seem to, I don't know, I shouldn't say I seem to, I do collect Sweet singles. They just kind of fall into my lap, which is awesome. Bad Company, Everything That I Need. Backed with Burning Sky. Oops. This looks also like a German pressing. And let's see what I can remember what label this is on. Island Music label. This one was in the box that's been sent me, and it was all wrapped up separate. This is stellar. This is a newer single. Motorhead. I love Motorhead, as you guys know. I collect anything by them. And this is it's got 2 live tracks on here. So you got Overkill recorded in 1981 on the Ace of Spades tour, and it's got Bomber recorded in 1996 in Germany. So very cool single. Glad to have it as part of the collection. And of course, he sent me a note. And I usually keep the when people send me records, they send notes along with them. I usually keep the note with the record, just to remind me when I pull it out later on and listen to it. Every time I pull it out, I'll think of Ben. So, very cool. This one was from Ben also, but I moved it to the back of his pile for a reason. But this is a German pressing, West German pressing of I Was Made for Loving You, with the picture sleeve, backed with Hard Times. So that one was actually in this pile too. And the reason I moved it was because when I was out in Arizona, I actually found the US pressing in the Casablanca sleeve for I Was Made for Loving You and Hard Times. Now, I have a pressing of this, and I thought, and I should have brought it over to show you the difference, but I thought, this looks different, and it was not real expensive, so I grabbed it. I usually grab any Kiss single when I see them when they're inexpensive, but this is actually the single that was released for the album after the album was released. There's actually a pre-release version of this single as well, and the Kiss logo is moved over here, I think. It actually says from the forthcoming album on it. I never snapped. I never realized this. So yeah, I have 2 different U.S. pressings of this in the Casablanca sleeve. One's a pre-release single, and one is the actual single. So cool. Just a little tidbit for crazy Kiss fans like myself. And I found another version of Christine 16 and Shock Me, 1977, in a very clean Casablanca sleeve. Again, like I said, if I see Kiss singles, I'll grab them. This is cool. I actually have like 3 versions of this single, but I never owned this particular one. But this is a UK pressing, and it comes with the patch, and you can see the sticker on it. It says "Live in Elevator includes limited edition free patch." Of course, the patch will never leave the record. It'll always be in there. Here's the back photo of the band. So yeah, just another for my crazy, ever-growing, never-ending Aerosmith collection. Prog rockers, yes, this was of course from their 80s, more poppy period. Still, this one was a very inexpensive single. Yes, Leave It. I usually grab anything from Yes just because I'm such a big fanboy of them, and especially if it's a picture sleeve single. So a little death metal coming up here. This is Deceased. This is an early single from them, Gut Wrench, on Relapse Records, red vinyl, backed with so we got Planet Graveyard on the A side. You got Gut Wrench live, and After the Bloodshed live, recorded in 89, 90, and 91, and released in 1991. I picked this one up at actually at a local store here. A little disappointed because it didn't say it, but it does have a little bit of a warp to it. It's not an unplayable warp, but it's a warp nonetheless, which kind of is irritating because it wasn't a cheap single like some of the other ones I'm showing you here. Death metal singles usually aren't cheap because they're just so rare. Another one I picked up rather inexpensively when I was out in Phoenix. I was digging and digging and digging through this racks of. This one store I went to just had tons of 7-inch singles that were kind of in no special order, and I found this one. I thought it was cool. I do like early Def Leppard quite a bit. Not a big fan of the poppy stuff they did in the mid 80s and even into the alternative stuff they were doing by the early 90s. But this song I love. This is Action, which of course is a song by the Sweets. Backed with Miss You in a Heartbeat Fills demo. So yeah, that was worth picking up just for the cover of Sweet's Action alone. But along with that, I found this one in there too. I think I have almost every single from this record, and I don't actually own the record. I don't know. I just am not a fan of this record at all. But there's a B-side of Woman Live on here, which actually is much better than the version you have on the record because it's much more, it's heavier. It's got more grit to it. So great stuff. 1989. This is off Hysteria, so you got Rocket and Woman Live. Yeah, this came as a trader for somebody. Motley Crue Wildside. When it comes to Crue, I'm a big fan of the first 2 albums, and I like sporadic things here and there from all their other albums. But yeah, Wildside's a good song, and it's a cool picture sleeve single. So this next couple were inexpensive finds. This one I found in actually at Charlie's in Albuquerque. Was $1.99, I think. ZZ Top Stages, backed with. That's on the B side. I don't see anything on there. Let's see. Stages is on one side. Can't Stop Rockin' is on the other side. So full picture sleeve single as well. I picked this one up out in Phoenix for, I don't know, it might have been 50 cents or $1. ZZ Top Sleeping Bag. Doesn't say what the B-sides are on these singles. Party on the Patio. So that would have been what? 1981. ZZ Top. This one I worked out a trade for as well. This is a Canadian pressing of Thin Lizzy's Hollywood, Down on Your Luck, backed with The Pressure Will Blow. I don't mind non-picture sleeve singles if they're bands like Thin Lizzy that I love, or Kiss, or Aerosmith, or Ted Nugent, or many other bands. Excuse me. So yeah, that's cool. I've never seen a Canadian pressing with that Canadian polygram sleeve. Another one that I found cheap in Phoenix, Bad to the Bone, George Thorogood Destroyers. Backed with, I remember the other side, it was a well-known song too, No Particular Place to Go. Heart on the rather light side. I like this Heart album though. I don't care what anybody says. It is rather poppy, but man, that woman can sing. Just a beautiful track. This is a, I guess it's a ballad. Some people call it a power ballad, whatever. These Dreams. Backed with Shell Shock, which is a harder rocking song. Produced by Ron Nevilleson, who had produced for Ozzy Osbourne and Kiss, among others, in the 80s, and had quite big success. This one I was kind of shocked to find. You don't find singles by this band very often, especially on a picture sleeve. But yeah, this is Grand Funk, Shining On. Backed with, what's the B-side here? Shining On, Mr. Pretty Boy. Yeah, it's not in stellar condition. It's in good condition. No, I'd say, you know, very good condition, but I don't care. It was not expensive, and it's a picture sleeve of Grand Funk. I just never see him, so I snagged it up. Grand Funk are just one of those bands I love. They're kind of a forgotten American band. They, you know, were huge in the early 70s, absolutely huge, selling out stadiums for, you know, multiple nights in a row. Huge hits and stuff, but for whatever reason, they just, these days people just forgot about them. You know, you still hear some of their songs on FM radio, but yeah, they're nowhere near as popular as some of the other 70s bands that are still huge these days. So, little moody music from Mike Oldfield. This is Moonlight Shadow and Right of the Man. Picture sleeve. Found this again in that same store in Phoenix. Most of those singles that I got for like, they were $2, $3, $4 max. So I can't remember exactly how much I paid for that one, but regardless, steps outside the hard and heavy range. But I dig Mike Oldfield, so what can I say? And then final one for this batch, for this edition. This is a little blues guitar rock from Rory Gallagher. Was shocked to find this one in just mixed in the stacks. This is a U.S. pressing, which is weird because it's just different from most U.S. pressings at the time. First of all, it's kind of got the side load rather than the top load. It's also on a clear vinyl, and it's got the small hole. But as far as I can tell, it is a U.S. pressing. So anyhow, there you go. Rory Gallagher live, Wayward Child, and Keychain. So that's it for this edition of Rock and Metal Update. Appreciate you all watching. Let me know what you think. Love hearing from you guys, and I always try to respond to everybody. It might take me a day or two, but I always try to respond. So that's it. Thanks for watching. God bless. Stay strong.